Why do you have a wiffle ball on the ground?
In case
We're in the kids' room.
we need to throw it. I thought you might want it.
Are you serious?
I thought you would want to play with the wiffle ball.
You just hit me in my collarbone. That's another 10 days.
All right, anytime.
Action.
Franchise, talk about your experience. What was it like for you?
Didn't really enjoy it a whole lot. You know, the cameras are always in our face and they're always getting in the way of things. So I'm glad we're done with you guys. I'm messing with you.
They're saying, hey, we're gonna be flies on the wall. We're gonna shoot, we're gonna be out of your guys' hair. You hear somebody say that, and then all of a sudden you're thinking, all right, well, they're just gonna say that to try to get us to do it, but it's been actually really, really good. Wait, am I gonna get in trouble for this?
The first time in 52 years, the Giants are world champions.
That's every kid's dream.
Whatever happened last year's over.
It's time for us to go to work.
It's going to be harder than it was. But everyone's gunning for us.
It's just one of those things, either you have it in you or you don't.
This is a new year, it's a new season, new race, and we want to defend our championship.
And now, the season finale of the franchise.
4-4, 11th inning. Sandoval. Get the snot out of that one.
They avoid the sweep, and they go back home with a 4-6 record on this 10-game road trip.
You survived a road trip.
Any given year, that trip can knock the hell out of you with any kind of team. You know, as crazy as it's down, I'm thrilled that we were 4-6 instead of, we could have been 3-7. And reeling after getting swept by Houston. To me, Sunday was a playoff game.
That was huge.
That might have turned our season, because all of a sudden now with the off day, we're a game out, and it's a boat race.
A lot happened in those 10 days. I don't think I've seen, we had 5 DLs, maybe more in 10 days. But from Miami to Atlanta to Houston, there was no let up. And but it's going to be critical, this homestand, we know it. Yeah.
You pitching BP today, Bo?
I'm available, yeah.
Available?
Yeah.
The Giants are heading into a 12-game homestand, their longest of the season.
Giants!
A golden opportunity to make up ground on the surging Diamondbacks.
We come to you from AT&T Park as we get ready for game 1 of the short 2-game series, Giants and Padres. A team a year ago that the Giants were chasing.
And the Giants win it.
Last year we had momentum.
They had defense, they had offense, they had pitching, they had it all.
And we were moving in the right direction, especially offensively. And now we're challenged in a lot of areas.
I'm looking at the record. The Giants are only 68-60.
Yeah, we're on, 34 games. We need to play better baseball.
To match last year's win total of 92 games, they got to go 24-10.
We are sitting better than where we were last year.
The Giants were 6.5 out in late August last year, but instead, the Giants are 1 freaking game out.
We haven't played too well. You know, some days you feel like you're 2 out, some days you feel like you're 10 out. And it's all about what happened last night or, you know, today's game.
5-2 Padres, bottom of the 8th inning. Giants need another couple of base runners. Ross in center field. Maven on the move. It's over his head. Belt is going to score. And the Giants now 2 runs away from a tie. On the ground and a base hit. 1 run's going to score. And it's 5-4. And now Cabrera can tie this game up.
The Giants have to get it done right here. They got the fans behind them. This place has come to life.
Base hit! This game is tied!
After a rare offensive surge ties the game heading into the 9th, the Giants would normally turn the ball over to one of their most trusted relievers.
Ramirez would not have been in the game in this spot if not for the injury to Wilson, the injury to Romo, both of those 2 on the disabled list.
Up the middle and a base hit, and the Padres take the lead here in the 9th.
you look out there and you're used to certain people coming into certain situations.
And it's 7-5 Padres.
I know it's tough for that guy with the beard.
This feeling.
It's just disheartening to see, them have to walk off the mound with that feeling.
Ramon Ramirez came in and just did not get it done.
No.
And this is now where you start to feel the real-world effect of no Sergio Romo and no Brian Wilson.
It's not an easy thing to swallow. Go out there and fail. It should be me that should be suffering the loss.
7-5 Padres, 2 outs, last of the ninth. Pitch from Bell, and he got him. The Giants are done. Heath Bell gets the save.
Game 1 of the short 2-game series goes to the San Diego Padres.
And so the Diamondbacks end their 6-game losing streak and score themselves a big victory, evening this 4-game series at a victory apiece.
What's the latest on the health condition?
I mean, we know our glaring issue right now is our health. I've never showed up at a ballpark where 3 guys, and I had no idea that they were even hurt, couldn't play. You got to deal with it, but that's the first for me, because I was worried about Pablo not playing. Meanwhile, we got Carlos close. I think he's about ready, and maybe start tomorrow.
You can't go on the DL.
Yeah, I could.
He's trying. He may go into rehab.
Well, Bruce Bochy has told us many times that Tim Lincecum is one of the most competitive individuals he has ever managed. Perfect guy to be on the hill tonight.
In his last 8 starts, he's allowed 1 run or fewer 7 times. I mean, this is serious, Cy Young conversation type stuff, and so different from last year and last August.
In 2010, the Freak fell into a funk in August.
Lincecum's not fooling anybody right now. Stuff is kind of flat.
He's making mistakes to location. He's paying for them.
Going 0-5 with an ERA over 7.
It's very rare to see Lincecum get lit up like this.
But in the unforgiving light of September's race to the pennant, Lincecum shined.
Got him! And he will walk off the mound tall.
And that's what happens when guys go through slumps. When you come out of it, the answer to an incredible riddle is solved.
Strike 3 call. 11 strikeouts for Lincecum.
Well, this is the shot in the arm that they've been waiting for. They got Tim Lincecum back.
This year, Lincecum is once again shouldering the Giants' load. Every start, he battles the opponent, the team's offensive deficiencies, and now, the scoreboard.
See the Diamondbacks victorious in D.C. tonight.
Regardless of where the season is, you go out there with the mentality that you want to come out here and make a mark.
Change up! And Venable strikes out to start out the ball game.
What Nuke Lelouch would say, announce your presence with authority.
Got him. Lincecum with his best inning.
As the Giants' ace lives up to his reputation on the mound, their key acquisition makes his much-anticipated return at the plate.
No score here, last of the 4th.
Carlos Beltran in the lineup, and that's a good thing.
I thought it'd take him a few games to get his timing down, but he got a change up there and hit it well.
Beltran drills one to right field. This one is gone!
Beltran, welcome.
His first home run as a Giant. And it makes it 1-0 here in the last of the 4th.
For him to hit a home run first time back is pretty impressive.
And I guess the wrist is feeling okay.
And I have to say, his whole demeanor seemed to change after the homer.
Pressure is, we all feel pressure. Everyone feel pressure as a ball player. But it's a good pressure. It's pressure of, going out and try to do well,
He just seemed like a man with a burden off his shoulder.
Giants 1 run, 4 hits. Padres no runs, 2 hits.
Now, sooner or later, Lincecum's going to have to get an RBI. He didn't have any on the year.
Big chopper, and it's a base hit.
Belt scores 2-0 Giants as Lincecum gets it done.
I try to swing out of my ass when I can, or if I get the opportunity to. Honestly, it doesn't really work out all that often, ever.
He does it again on the hill, of course. Now he's like, all right, want to see me start knocking in runs? I'll do that too.
After providing himself with a lead, Lincecum refuses to relinquish it.
Once he starts to see the finish line, his competitive level jacks up, and he is just really a pleasure to watch.
Now the crowd rises. 2 down, nobody on. 8th inning. The Giants ahead 2-1. The pitch.
Got him. High fastball.
And Lincecum retires the side in order here in the 8th inning.
Lincecum struck out the guy in the inning, and the place went crazy.
Timmy loves the dramatic strikeout. He lives for it.
I think that's what all of us pitchers want to do. We want to go deep in the game, and how about a bullpen that's kind of laboring like ours is, just because we've had to rely on them so much.
Well, the Giants, remember, are without Brian Wilson. They're without Sergio Romo. So the Giants would give the ball to Santiago Casilla. Casilla tonight will be the man to try to get the save.
The 1-2 pitch. Struck him out swinging. A slider in the dirt on the outside. And that, a dominant closer's type of a save.
Santiago Casilla got the save, and it all added up to a 2-1 win and a split of 2 games with the Padres.
They desperately needed to win this one.
Today was just one of those, close games that we're accustomed to.
Timmy the Kid tonight, how many times can they ask him to be this stud?
My dad always said, it's not about what you've done for him, it's about what you're doing for him lately. So, I take that to heart.
Pay attention when you watch Lincecum, and if you have your kids, make sure they get to see this kid pitch, because they don't come around like Timmy that often.
Well, he's in the hunt again for the Cy Young.
Let's describe your journey. What's your experience been, the last 6 months?
While winning the World Series is a franchise's ultimate goal, it's the personal journeys that resonate beyond the wins and losses.
This whole story in general has been incredible.
Your story, dude, it's so awesome.
And I think that in 2011, I was supposed to have this story happen, and you guys were supposed to be here to film it. Put your hand like this, go, wow.
Have you seen the nickname Vogel Strong?
Do you ever kind of sit back and wonder if you're going to wake up from this dream?
Yes, but I hope I don't. The first label really was fill in for Barry Zito.
Today, Ryan Vogelsong's turn to shine.
See you later.
The second label was, it's a great story.
Yeah. Vogelsong will continue his magical season.
He struck him out with a high fastball.
And the great story makes the All-Star team.
You made the All-Star team.
Yeah. Thanks, both. I was more in shock. It was like, man, this thing's going down. This is for real.
I don't want to jinx it.
Ryan Vogelsong.
He's been a great guy to assume the role of stopper.
Now we've kind of got it to where I'm counted on to win big games, and it feels good.
Vogelsong is going to get another standing ovation.
In the biggest game of the year, it was Vogelsong.
Hit it. Push the hips back.
Off season, I was in Arizona, winning 280.
Minor. What you gonna do?
They give me a warning. If I don't lose weight, I'm gonna be in the minor leagues. So I'm working hard, running, mountain.
What are we gonna do?
I'm gonna throw out.
Oh, yeah.
Lifting. All the things I've been doing, in the off season. It changed everything for me.
39.6. Dude, 35 pounds.
Survive that. You want to talk about motivation?
40 pounds is monumental. That's a remarkable story, what he's done.
High drive, right center field, out of here.
Pablo Sandoval, been the Giants' best player so far this year.
Yeah! And Pablo Sandoval is hot, folks.
A 21-game hitting streak.
I made the All-Star team. How do you feel to be here, Panda? Great. When I was little kid, I was thinking this. I'm here, my dreams come true.
Sandoval has to be walking on a cloud right now.
Last year, I was lost.
Fastball, got him.
This year is different because I take my job serious now.
The home run is back.
I'm ready. I want to put my team in the World Series again.
Congratulations, man. You're in big league. did good, kid. Thank you. You did good, man. You take your time. You can hang with me for a while.
You know, it's kind of embarrassing for me, obviously. I cried on TV, and it's, you know, everybody kind of gives me grief about it, but the thing I like most about it is we'll be able to look back on it anytime we want and say, hey, this is one of the best moments in your life.
The whole fear of bringing him up was, if it doesn't work out, how damaged would his psyche be?
When I look back and reflect on it, it's been tough.
What's Belt's numbers? He's hitting 130?
Right. The game's moving too fast for him right now.
I kind of got off to a rough start. I wasn't hitting the ball like I wanted to.
Which means you're going to go down to Fresno.
I didn't know really how to take it because at that time I thought, well, you know, I'm just not good enough to play in the big leagues.
Talk of Brandon Belt has surfaced again.
What's up, bro? Welcome back.
The second time I came up here, I realized that, hey, I can play up here and I can hit up here.
And now Brandon Belt is in Fresno.
There's been a lot of ups and downs, and there's been a lot of times like I said, hey, I'm done. I just kind of given up the year, and I just didn't care about anything, but, you know, I didn't. I went down and took care of business so that I could get back up here as soon as possible.
Brandon Belt is going to get a start just up from the minor leagues yesterday.
It's been pretty tough emotionally and mentally for me.
Belt hits a high drive in the deep left center field. Goodbye! Home run!
And Belt hits a high drive to right. This baby is out of here. He's done it again.
That was the first multi-home run game I've ever had in my entire life, and it happened in the big leagues.
And you know what that swing at the bat says right there? I ain't going back down to Fresno.
My story for 2011 was watching my team go out there, and I couldn't be a part of it.
Zito throws, Saunders squaring around a bump, pops it back to Zito. He dives forward, makes the catch.
Zito's not right.
Barry Zito, maybe out for a while. They're talking maybe 2 months.
First injury in my career, my 12th season. And that's a new feeling for me, is to not go out there and contribute to the team. And then the theme has continued.
Barry Zito is hurt.
He sprained his ankle so severely, Bochy says he's going to be out for a good long while.
What are you going to do with Barry Zito?
I hear things here and there.
This has been the biggest waste of full contract the Giants have ever had.
That's pretty tough to swallow. I've given my heart and soul every game, every day at the field. I rip my own heart out, you know, daily. That's a big thing, that I can go to sleep at night knowing that I gave 100%. You know, it hurts bad that it wasn't enough in some instances, but you take it personal. I mean, that hurts.
Did they cut him?
Right.
At what point did the Giants pull the plug?
A friend of mine recently said to me, you could walk away from the game right now, and you can go and have a good life. It's like telling your boss to screw off if you're taking a lot of shit at work and you're like, yeah, I don't need this shit, man, I'm out of here. But that's not who I am, because I feel like that would be the easy thing to do.
That's it, huh? 2011, the lost year for Barry Zito?
You got to assume that's the case, yeah.
In 2011, I've changed as a person pretty significantly.
Hey, Dad.
This year has been very difficult on a lot of fronts.
I sure am proud of him.
For me, things that I can take away from the difficult experiences this year is that I really do love this game. I really still want to be a part of it.
While some journeys have come full circle, there is one Giant whose 2011 story is just getting started. After missing more than 200 games to injury over the past 2 years.
It's just, a situation where you never know. You never know when you'll be called upon.
DeRosa shoots it into center field, and there's a sweet base hit.
I'm just glad he could come back and play. We all thought he was done in L.A. this year. He thought he was done in L.A.
Mark DeRosa with one of the odder sports injuries you'll ever see. He didn't do anything. He just stood in the box and clutched his wrist.
Fully ruptured my tendon in L.A., and I took my jersey off that night and definitely had feelings that this might be the last time I ever, take one off.
And here's a guy who we're now a year plus into the most invisible deal maybe in Giants free agent history.
This is my life for the last year and a half. Hot and cold contrast and rehab assignments.
For a good guy to finally contribute was a real plus for Giants fans to see him doing his thing.
Swing and a miss, throw down to second, and DeRosa steals it.
You don't know how much you miss it till it's taken away from you. 2 years of doing nothing, I just wanted to come through when I came back, help a little bit.
And the 2-2 pitch. Swinging a shot over Altuve. Here's the throw home. It is over.
I know I'm not giving the fans exactly what they bargained for when I signed here, but there's nothing I could do about it but grind from here on out.
To be honest with you, I feel like I owe that to the team. I owe it to Bill Newcomb, I owe it to Boch, everybody involved. I owe it to myself to honor my contract and go out there and try and do whatever I could for this team.
The Giants fans were down on him because he wasn't playing. And here he is getting a little more life out of it. You know what? He may try and get a few more at-bats out of it.
That's the biggest thing. I'm just hoping there's one more moment.
Get every at-bat you can, because when you're done playing, if there's one left in there, you're going to regret not getting it.
I'm going to fight like hell for that one more shot.
DeRosa has had a knack of doing something in the last 2 games to help the Giants win. On the ground, a fair ball, and this game is tied. DeRosa is going to go for 2. He is going to be out at second base. He's got a beef right now.
We are just creatures of habit in this game.
He is safe. He is safe, and it's not even close.
And that's why I get so frustrated when people say, oh, you can walk away, you had a good... I know nothing else. Like, I didn't ever had a job. This has been what I've done since I was 5 or 6 years old.
And that's the ball game. And this is a tough loss. The Giants knew that Arizona had won.
The Giants have lost another game in the standings to the Diamondbacks. They're now 4 back.
I don't know that survival's the word of choice. It's just the nature of the team. They're prepared for almost anything, some of which is residue from last year, some of it's their personality. There's been a lot of crisis management, but I don't think, you know, other than some outbursts and some shit being thrown around the room, we're not in any kind of panic mode, and they haven't either. They've been frustrated, they've been pissed off, but they haven't hung their head, and they're always ready for today's game or the next game.
These guys, I tell you, they're finding a way to get it done. I know it hadn't been pretty, but they'll come out of this.
It hasn't killed their spirit. That's the amazing thing.
Yeah, at the clubhouse.
They expect to win.
On the road here, feels a lot like last year still.
Last year, we were the hunter. You know, we were empowered by chasing San Diego. Now we'll find out how good we are, losing the lead and trying to bounce back and win out in the end.
For the first time in 52 years, the Giants are world champions.
I think we're closer than we were last year. We got a good group of guys, man, and we've been through the fire, and we've succeeded. We went through some fire last year. We had to go to the last game of the season to see if we can even go to the playoffs.
The Giants are champions in the National League West, and let the party begin.
It always comes down to the end. You know, it's kind of either a make or break time. It seems weird, but it seems like all the stuff that you've done for the past 5 months don't really mean a whole lot.
I know fans probably don't want to hear us, but you have April through August, and I don't want to say you play for yourself, but you play to put up numbers, and you play to win.
Yes!
Then when you get around this time, you start realizing, hey, we got a chance to go to the playoffs. All personal goals have to go out the window.
When September 1st rolls around, it's completely about the team, and whatever it takes to win that game, we're going to do it.
Whoever plays well in September down the stretch is normally the team that comes out on top.
The month of September, who wants it the most? It's going to come down to a 2-week race. Who catches on fire, whose bullpen falls apart, maybe whose offense comes together.
As a Giants fan, I just want a pennant race, and we got one.
We are running out of games. You know, I don't want to hear anymore that, hey, it's early or we got a lot of baseball to play. No.
It's all about the race to the finish from here.
Every game right now is a playoff game.
This is the month to turn it on.
The Giants are going to win the ball game.
The biggest goal is not just to get to the World Series and win it again. I mean, obviously that's what you want to do, but for me, the goal is to get in the playoffs. Just get into the playoffs and anything can happen.
I want to get to the playoffs. I want to experience playoffs. I see these guys walking around with these rings on, and I want one. And that's what it's all about.
We all believe in ourselves and believe in each other that we can go out and do it.
The weather here in October is unbelievable. I don't want to go home when the weather's great here. I want to play baseball.
Everyone saw what we did last year, and we're hoping to do that again.
We're here to rock. We're here to play. You know, we got nothing to lose. Die hard. Let's do it. Balls to the wall.
being the last team standing and hoisting the trophy. There's no better feeling in the game than that.
Season ends September 28th. It's going to be a fun race to the finish.
Bet on us. We're good. Trust me, we're good.
We tasted cake last year, and Daddy wants a piece.
I'm gonna slam it, like Jordan. Ready?
I'm ready. Give those as parting gifts for us for all the bullshit you made us go through this year.
Ooh. Nice background, by the way.
I don't see any constellations.
They're fuzzy. You like it when you have a nice buzz going.
You don't even know what a constellation is, do you?
Yeah, I do. Big Dipper.
Do you need coffee?
You got coffee?
I mean, I'm sure there's coffee somewhere.
Oh, you're gonna ask me if I want coffee?
Well,
you don't fucking have coffee here?
How much are you gonna miss this guy?
Quite honestly, with all the idiots that run this thing, it's done quite well.
One of the cameramen is terrible.
People in the stands talking about fucking shit. You ass clown, what'd you do now?
Why are you so far away? Trying to spit on you or something?
I'm a little terrified of you.
I mean, you're the only asshole on the whole crew, and we put up with you.
I'm tired of you guys.
These stupid freaking questions we get every fucking day. Is that gonna be on it?
I wish this could go on, but that's a wrap. We're done.
That's it?
Out of here.
Franchise 2011. Beat it.
That's a wrap.
Huh? Or is it?
And we're live. We're not live. We're taped. What? Perfection. You can find that in the non-fiction section of my fact library.
Dan Brown, I need you to write a new book. My biography. Obviously, it's fiction.
Carry let's face that way so I can see the light on your ear.
I am a Freemason, and there's like treasures and shit. And I was born in the Amazon.
Fucking get it right.
First time.
Next thing you know, people's lives are in jeopardy, and there's weird portals to another world.
Stuff's gonna get a little weird. And it does, and it's great.
I remember there being 2 pancake houses in town that said, best pancake house in town. And I was like, no, there can only be one.
Thinking of certain words that are over here, no one knows what the hell they mean.
Got him.
You give them a new meaning and you make up everything. I like sweatpants shorts. I call them Schwartz. It's new. Got him.
Now it's gone to a whole new level. You don't even say got.
And perhaps if something's funny, I will laugh. Yeah. That was so good.
Him.
And Daddy's back to work. That's it. The end.
We're done here.
Yeah. Thanks, dude. I appreciate it. It's been great.
Of course.
Thank you. Thank you, Brian.
And we'll do an off-season show. It'll be friggin' sick. Super, super reality show where, like, it's so cheesy how many stars come by and stop by at the house. You're like, what is this? A star conveyor belt? And I'm like, fuck, that's my life.